Okay, Session Tour. Welcome to my recording studio. This is it. We're just gonna take a look at Venice Is Sinking. This is a tune by Mystery Bear that we recorded. We're gonna go to the most recent mix here. I'm just gonna dump these files off my computer, but I figured, I don't know, maybe some people would find it interesting. I've been teaching myself music production here, and maybe some people can learn from what I'm doing, and maybe I can learn from some comments that people who know more than me. I'm always learning. I don't know anything. Look at this shit show. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 percussion tracks. We've got like a mostly MIDI drum kit. I've learned so much since I did this. I think I tracked and mixed all of this like through like May and last June, so it's been a little over a year since I started this. It just came out. We've just been sitting on it for a while. But what the heck is that? Oh, that's like a plugin. There's like certain plugins that just like are doing stuff at all times. But if I take it off over there, now it's like another one active. Can you hear this? And then at the beginning, there's like a different thing here. That's like a vinyl fuzz and like a phaser I added on one of the tracks. But I guess while the plugin's active, it's just like making the sound that it makes. Someone can explain that. Please help. Okay, so we got, I didn't make a folder. Look at all this stuff. So now I would have made a percussion folder just to keep my tracks clean. I'll take a look at some of my newer tracks, maybe even if no one digs this. I'm gonna keep doing this just because I like it, and maybe it's useful to reflect on these things that I've learned. So in retrospect, I would make a folder so I can collapse all of these drum tracks into one thing. And then I'd make another folder for all the vocals and the basses, 2 basses. We'll get to that later. And all the guitars. We got 4 guitars total, it seems. And then so all this here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd probably collapse this all into like 4 folders. I have all this stuff. Now I get into the habit of making like a spare tracks folder. So I'd probably, if some people are pretty ruthless in deleting the stuff that they don't need. I'm not really like that. I try to be, but I'm not. And so I tend to hoard tracks. Let's see, do we have lanes here? I didn't know what lanes were when I first did this. Sometimes I would just like push the tracks over like this once I'm done with it and then start recording over there. That's one way to do that. I don't think it's a good way. So here we got this kick drum. It's automated a little bit. I think I just changed the volume of each kick individually. I didn't know how to use automation either. That's the thing. You don't need to know how to do anything. You just need to know what you want to hear and just keep going until you're hearing that thing that you're imagining. Because like That's knowing what you're doing is for like professionals. If people are hiring you, you got to know what you're doing and do it in a timely fashion. If you're just an artist, just go out there and do the thing. Your job is to imagine stuff and then bring it to life. So we got this kick drum that goes through the whole thing. Mystery Bear plays guitar and he sings, and he plays just a bass drum while he does that live. It's very powerful. We got some toms. Let's listen to those. It's all MIDI, but you humanize the MIDI. You play the stuff and then it feels like real life. So it's not exactly locked to the grid. It's locked to the scratch track. So it ends up having feel. I think it has feel. I don't know. The mystery crash. I don't know what this is. It's a crash. And something else. It's on the same channel. You don't need to EQ those two things super differently. And here's a reverse cymbal. Nice. I think that shows up one more time in the track. Oh yeah. That's how it sounds out of the right speaker. So we got shakers. This is real life shaker. There's a real life tambourine. Wouldn't it be cool if I actually had a line running out of this so you can hear what it actually sounds like instead of me holding the microphone up to the speaker? That's kind of cool, though. I don't know. That's like, maybe I would do that. Maybe that's like a sound. Maybe I listen back to that and that's kind of cool. Like everything's summed into a single microphone and it's got like a character to it. I don't know. Sounding bad is the new sounding good, I swear. Like people getting back to like using tape and stuff. Okay, so here's something I think is pretty interesting. There's two basses on this track. There's the bass guitar that I played, and then the Moog synthesizer, which Bear brought. A real Moog, not a sampler. And the Moog sounds neat. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a bunch of like cool pedals and synthesizers, but when I hear them, I'm like, that's what's up. That sounds better. All that. Because it never comes back the same way twice. It's being affected by like the shoddy electricity running through the walls and whatever magic the little Keebler elves inside of the Moog are doing. That's pretty cool. Anyway, songs sort of reveal themselves to you like even after you've like completed them. So this whole song, Venice Is Sinking, it's a metaphor of the city that's sinking, and this is just something that felt right to do at the time, where we split the basses into left and right. Normally you would have bass guitar, or like whatever the source of the bass frequencies is, just in the center, coming out equally of both speakers. But we panned the bass guitar hard left, and the Moog, which is playing another bass line hard right. And I feel like in the headphones, it gives this, I don't know, this watery feeling, like you're in a sinking city. Very neat. I'll play some of the isolated bass guitars. Hopefully it sort of comes through. Neato. Next, we're moving on to the vocals. So this is pretty cool. We have Mystery Bear singing. We got him to track this a couple of times. I posted a story earlier. Let's see if we can hear this actually. So first we tracked the acoustic guitar on this, and it was sounding really nice. And then we kind of like played the percussion and the bass along with that, or maybe not in that order. I don't know. We had the acoustic guitar first. We had the acoustic guitar laid down, and so Mystery Bear starts tracking the vocal. You know, he's isolated. He's listening to the track. The feeling's not right. He's hitting the notes. He's singing the lyrics, but it doesn't feel quite right. And we're like, okay, what if you just like played guitar like you would at a show? So we put an electric guitar in his hands, and all of a sudden, he's giving us really nice, feelingful takes. Is that a word? Feelingful? Probably not. Let's see if we can hear some electric guitar twang.
You show up uninvited, but I ain't asking you to leave. Well, shouldn't you get some rest?
So you can totally hear it on there. But that part's already being played by one of the guitars. So even if that's bleeding through and it's giving us a better vocal take, then I'm going to take that all day, right? So let's see what I'm rocking on the vocal processing here. Holy smokes, there's a lot here. We've got a delay channel and a reverb channel separate. Let's see. We got a black valve compressor. That's the Cubase compressor. I don't know what it's mimicking. And a curve EQ. That's the curve. It sounded good. I don't know. And then here's some EQ cuts there. I find normally it sounds better if you cut more than you boost. I don't know. You just kind of pull things down until things sound better. Doing this. Whatever, the high pass filter. Find a few high pass filter things that don't really have low end. It gives everything else more room to breathe. That's loud. Here we have a backup vocal that comes in. It's actually the first thing we hear. So here we have Carolyn Credico, jazz singer slash bass player in my band Funny Boat.
Well, shouldn't you get some rest?
Just one little vocal in the verse there. And before that, the very first thing we hear is a little bit of kick drum, a cymbal swell, and this is Carolyn's vocal in reverse. That's actually from the bridge of the song, Foreshadowing. And I guess that's the source of all that noise that's happening. It's this vinyl plug-in. It's spinning. It's automated to like turn off. It doesn't go through the whole track. It's just in the intro. So you're like, warmth. I don't know what happens if you press this to vinyl though. You just get double vinyl. What's this cloner thing? I think this is like a polyoctave generator type plug-in. I don't remember. I was just looking for like a synthy effect for her vocal. I wanted it to sound ghostly. There's just a channel called Wetness. That's one of the effects channels. Where can I find this Wetness? What is on Wetness? All right, Wetness is jeez. Okay, we got the Reverence Cubase reverb plugin, the ring modulator. I don't know, that sounds cool. A stereo delay set to an eighth note triplet and a quarter note triplet on the left and right, respectively. A multi-tap delay, I think, which brings delays back at different pitches, I think. That's what we're doing there. And it's just like this mid bump here. That's cool. So then we've got 4 guitars. Sort of. So this is one take, guitar mic and guitar direct, and then guitar mic double and direct guitar double. So these first 2 are the same performance from 2 different sources, and these second 2 are the same performance from 2 different sources. And if we open this up, no, not if we open, I think these are sent to like a group somewhere. Gosh, what a mess. That's why I did this for free. Because I didn't know what I was doing yet. I sort of know what I'm doing now. Whoa, group track. Oh, there it is. This is the group track. This is kind of cool. So this is you should listen to the recording. This is called Venice Is Sinking by Mystery Bear featuring Funny Boat. So this automation track, this groups the direct guitars, which are treated like electric guitars and distorted with these this quadrafuzz and this supercharger over here. So you can see as the track starts, we're hearing the acoustic guitar on the left and the acoustic guitar doubled, both from their mic sources, right? But then when the intensity of the song picks up, we get the direct channels, but distorted, coming in along this
Shouldn't you get some rest?
curve right here.
It's almost done. Nothing like you're lying on the bathroom floor. It's no place for a soul to bleed.
Right, so that gives the whole thing like this edge as the song intensifies, but without adding extra instrumentation, right? It still feels very much like what you'd get at a solo Mystery Bear show where it's just him and his kick drum, but you're getting this added intensity coming through the speaker. One last thing, I'll wrap this up. Is the bridge here. So this is we're looking for like a backup solo. We were looking for the vocals. Ooh, let's listen to some chorus vocals first. So here we have like a vocal double that comes in super gently. I think, what is this? This is at minus 17 decibels. So just filling out the lead vocal a little bit in comparison to the verses. And then underneath we have this backup vocal harmony sung by Carolyn.
You said you never felt like this before, but I find it hard to believe. While you're lying on the bathroom floor, it's no place for a soul to bleed.
And then we edited some of Carolyn's vocals. Whoops, that track was muted. And then we have like a vocal solo. The backup vocal turns into like an instrument, which gives us kind of the crescendo that leads us into the final chorus. So here we have these two tracks, vocal solo high and vocal solo low. So I'm going to revisit these. That's bananas. Let's hear that again. On one of the mixed notes, Mystery Bear asked me to turn down that swirly effect, and then he was like, actually turn that back up. That's cool. What is that effect? That's running into wetness. That's running into the delay channel and the reverb channel. It's got a destroyer distortion on it, several EQ sources, and a tube compressor, giving it some little like tube compressor emulator. We've got vocal solo low, which is like a harmony, and it's but it's also, I think it's being pitch shifted down a whole octave. Let's listen to that. All together, it sounds like. Hope you enjoyed that little tour of the behind the scenes of the mixing of and recording of this track, Venice Is Sinking by Mystery Bear. You can stream that right now. And I don't know, did you learn something? Do you have things to teach me? I don't know. This is my first time vlogging. What maybe I play myself out like this?
Said you never felt like this before, but I find it hard to believe.